Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Slay to Success show. My name is Rochelle, a Slay Queen Hemingway, and I am here to empower you with unconventional strategies, tools, and techniques to help you step up and into your next big dream, goal, or aspiration with 10x confidence using my basic life and leadership philosophies, aka SLAY. Stay ready to be ready, lead out loud, a sense of community, a sense of family, and knowing you are built to last. And all of these things that I share, most of it comes from being in the United States Air Force for 30 years. And I was going to say 3 decades. Hello, Queen. How are you, Chevy? Welcome to the Slay to Success show. And yes, tonight, y'all, I will be sharing some tips, if you will, practical tips to use during a major transition. And I just want you all to know that transitions are just a part of life. It's just things that happen that we think that are difficult. We think that they're very hard. They may be a little bit stressful, and they do come with some emotions with it. But I want us to understand that we have to create some techniques. We have to have a plan. We have to stay prepared through these transitions. And so I am here as your transformational consultant, all right, because I'm here to help you to transition into the transformation, whatever that transformation looks like for you, by using basic tips. All right. So if you're just transitioning, all right, now, like myself, I just recently retired, and that was a couple of years ago. I retired from the United States Air Force. And when we retired, we moved from South Dakota here to the DMV, and I'm here in Maryland. So if you're in Maryland, or if you know about Maryland, go ahead and put it in the chat, right? The DMV. Had no idea of what we were going to face, but we decided, we had made a plan. And stay ready to be ready. Okay, stay ready to be ready. It's all about being prepared. So we had a plan, and we kind of went through, all the different things that we needed to do to get here. Now, when we got here, there was some stress. All right. I was very stressful. I was experiencing a lot of anxiety. I felt a little bit isolated. I didn't understand what to do, what not. But what I had to do was shift my mindset, and I had to come to terms that I had a new reality. So my LinkedIn post, if you're following and tracking, and I'm out here, y'all. So if you're following me, thank you so much. If you haven't been following me, I just be putting down a lot of things that I have been able to kind of navigate through, and then I share it with you all. So this past week, I talked about accepting your new reality. What is your new reality? And how do you move through that so that way you're moving forward and not getting stuck, right? And I know, yep, Chevy says I am well. Okay, awesome. Um, so if you're here and you have something that you do, all right, whatever that is you do, put it in chat so everyone can see it. You know how I am. I'm an equal opportunist. I like to showcase all the different types of people that I'm connected with here on LinkedIn. I'm also streaming into the Slate to Success Facebook membership group. Okay, so I'm in that group, and I'm also live on YouTube. So if you're watching me from those platforms, thank you so much. So I'm going to spend a little bit of my time here, and I'm going to focus on 3 practical tips that you can start today if you're in your transition. And Chevy says she is transitioning. Hey, Kayron, welcome to the Slate to Success show, my queen. So I am here to talk about practical ways to get through transition. So let's just list off the number of transitions that are out there. I mean, there are so many ways that we're transitioning, right? So, okay, I talked about moving. How about maybe been in a serious accident, or if you've had some illness or you're recovering from one, maybe you've had some career changes. Maybe you've gotten promoted, maybe you got a new job, or you have a new career. Maybe, unfortunately, due to the pandemic and all the things in between, you were laid off and you're looking for new work. Um, Maybe you have a new baby. All right. Maybe you have a new addition to the family. Maybe you're an empty nester now and you're like you're sitting there with no one but yourself and you have all this time on your hands. Maybe you have had a breakup in a relationship, or maybe or you're going through a divorce. Maybe you're entering in a new relationship, and my sympathies to anyone who has experienced grief. So I've had all kinds of things happen to us, and I say us, me, my husband, and our son over the past year. So we moved, I retired, and shortly after, my dad passed away. And so I started flying back and forth from here to Indiana. And so I had to figure out how I was going to move forward through all these major transitions. All right. To transform into the person that you see here today. And it took a minute, y'all. Okay. So I know does not happen overnight. And if any of you can relate, you just put in there, hey, I can relate, or, I'm going through a major transition, just like Chevy said, and then we'll like have a conversation while I'm speaking to what we can start doing now. So number one is we got to keep our motivation high. We have to keep our motivation high. And how do we do this? Well, there are a number of different ways. One is that you need to really find your grounding place. Okay, what is it that you're going to continuously go back to when all the chaos and the confusion is happening? All right, for me it was exercising. Y'all, I love to exercise. Y'all know this. A lot of you are following me. And so I said, well, even if I don't have a treadmill, even if I don't have a spin bike, I can at least do some jumping jacks, do some sit-ups, run in place, anything to get my blood pumping, because I needed that. I needed the endorphin high. I needed to see whether or not like I want to feel good, and I needed to stay positive, and that is a positive motivator for me. So Kayron put here, yes, transitions come and go, coming out of one and entering another. Yes, I think we of all are either, like I said, in it, or we're just leaving one, or we're about to enter a new one. So it is a constant flow of changes, and we have to create different ways to be able to get through those, and not like use what everyone else is using. What is working for you? So if you are a person who likes to connect, maybe you go and you start connecting to people that you haven't connected to before. I know, again, after we moved here, I was like, let me call up some girlfriends that I had, and see what they're up to. Or if someone calls me and invites me to lunch, I'm going to go out to lunch with them, because I need to get out and I need to meet new people and I need to experience new things. All right. So, but at the end of it, I just needed to keep my motivation high. I wanted to make sure I was in a constant flow of, okay, change is happening. It's a major change that is happening, but I know other people have been through it too. And I have seen people, y'all see people on TV, you see them on the news all the time. They're telling you something major has happened in their life, and how they had optimism and how they kept their faith and they build up their resiliency so that way they can move through that, and then they're there to share your story. So that is one tip of advice that I have. The second tip of advice is to get a hobby. Okay, get something that you can spend some time that you actually like doing. All right, or if you already have a hobby, why not turn that hobby into a business? Okay, So I'm a perfect example of that. All right. I did have a hobby. My hobby was speaking and kind of, mentoring and showing people, hey, you can do different things in your career after you retire. And I was, kind of like, playing in it a little bit. But I then started to take it seriously. I wrote a book about my journey in the military, and then I created a business, a full-fledged business. And now I go out and I speak, I travel around the world, and it's absolutely amazing at the newness, all right, to just get out and not really think about being in retirement mode. So if you don't have a hobby, all right, get one. Like maybe you want to learn a new language, maybe you want to play a new instrument, maybe you like to sing, and so they have a local group in your community that sings. Maybe you like to run, okay, or work out or whatnot. They have marathons, right? They could be, you have, there's so many activities that you can get yourself involved in. So that is my second piece of advice, is to either get a hobby, something new that you haven't done before, all right? Or you can have that hobby and convert it into a business. And I'll tell you, when you convert a hobby into a business, you're going to keep real busy. There's a lot that goes into it. All right. I didn't understand it all when I first started, but I soon found out that it's a whole new world, y'all. It's a whole new world. Entrepreneurship is fascinating to me because you're constantly learning something new all the time, and then you're implementing things, and then you're seeing if it works, and then you're moving to the next thing, and it's endless. There's so many endless opportunities. All right. And then, like Chevy said, she said, change is always happening. It's always happening. It doesn't matter what season of life you're in. It could be even the smallest things that change. Maybe you change your clothes in your closet like I did. All right. That's a small change, but I was like, let me get rid of all these clothes in here that I'm not going to wear anymore. And I replace them with clothes that actually make me feel good and that I really enjoy wearing. All right. It could just be something simple as that, y'all. All right. And then the last thing that I would share with y'all is to find role models that inspire you. Find some role models out there who inspire you. There are so many people doing such amazing things. And in this world where we can just go at our fingertips, go to the internet, and we can Google search, we can go to, IG, we can go to Facebook, and we can find someone who's actually doing something that we want to do. And then we could start to look at how they do that. All right. And it'll just inspire you, perhaps even motivate you to say, you know what, I can do that too. That's something that I want to try. Even if you don't, if it doesn't stick right away, at least you're moving into a path, and I call it the path of success. And when we are on the path of success, we are slaying, we are killing it, we are dominating, and we are nailing it. We are impressing greatly, and we are on point. That is what the word slay means. So tonight, I just gave you 3 practical tips that you can start using today. One is to keep your motivation high. So create habits or routines that you can always stick to, that produces that positive energy, a positive mindset as you're going through the major change. The second thing is to get a hobby or turn that hobby into a business. Okay, both one of those things is going to keep you active, and it'll keep those neural pathways open, so that way you can like really find a new way to do some things, right? And then lastly, find some role models that you're looking up to, that inspire you to keep going. All right. So that is tonight's show, y'all. Slay to Success. I want to thank y'all for coming in. For those that are still here on the live, those that come back and you come back for the replay, just put in hashtag replay. If you want to reach out for me for additional support, I have several different products and services that I can offer to you to get through your transition if you're looking for a transformation on the other side. And I know we all are wanting to have that happen, especially when we feel like we're isolated, we're stuck, and we don't know quite sure what to do next. You can find me at www.slaytosuccess.com, or you can email me at info@slaytosuccess.com. You can join our Facebook membership group, our Slay to Success exclusive women's group, where we offer webinars, courses, lives, and group sessions for accountability, because transition can be hard alone. So we have created a community so you don't have to do that by yourself. And also, I do speaking engagements. I have a book, and if you're interested in the book, you can find that on Amazon. All right, my queens and kings, whoever comes in to review or look at the video, thank you for your time. Have a great night. Keep on slaying until you can't slay no more. Bye-bye, y'all. Thanks for hanging out.